And in music, you just have to learn what quality the bottom note or the bottom number denotes. When you have a 2, it means you're working in minims. When you have a 4, it means you're working in crotchets. And if you have an 8, you're working in quavers. Let's draw that here. Your minim, your crotchet, or your quavers. More likely, you'll be dealing with crotchets and quavers. Come we that love the Lord, 6 quavers in the bar. Pull that up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come we that love the Lord. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right. But in my Maker, my King, you have 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That's how it works. So this is very important. You need to understand where your notes are, but once you've done that, you also have to understand how long you're going to hold the notes for. Otherwise, you can't make uniform sense of the music. So let's break this down again. You have 4, 4 in number 15. What it's saying is quantity. You're going to have 4 to turn the cycle over. 1, 2, 3, 4. But in this case, your 4s are going to be 4 crotchets. If we had 4, 1 underneath there, that's going to be long. That thing's going to be very long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. But this is just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, going around and around. Okay, does that make sense? So your code at the bottom, 2 at the bottom is for minims. 4 is for crotchets. 8 is for quavers. Why is that important? Because in between the bars, you've got to add the sum up, and this is where music and maths come together. You've got to add the sum up to make sure it adds up to what it says it should. They put it in fractions normally in the music. Sometimes you have a whole to play, but sometimes you've got different fractions to play. Right? They might put a quarter here and a half there and another quarter there. Or they might put 2/8, a quarter and a half. And you have to add them together. We'll learn how to play them by themselves. All right, does that make sense? So that's fractions. Let's do that with my Maker and my King and see how far we get. Okay, it's very basic fractions, nothing to scare you. Let's do our lines. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll just do the treble clef. We're going to work together. The treble clef there. Right, and then we have a bar line. Well, we've got the 4, 4. We've got 2 notes there. We're going to ignore the first 2 because they're outside of the bar. It's doing something else. We're going to do the next 4. Okay, so let me get my hymn book there, open. We're dealing with number 15. The bar line is the one that is vertical. It's the one that goes down. When you see my, that's a note that goes before. We're not going to do my, we're going to do Maker and my. Okay? So my is here in front of the bar line there. We're going to ignore that. We're going to deal with the next set. Maker and my, which happens to be G, G, A, B. Alright, we're just going to deal with the treble clef and we're going to deal with the soprano section. Right, we're making them into crotchets, yeah? Can you see that there? Now, it's saying in between one line and another line, this is going to add up to 4. Agreed? So you've got crotchets there, you're going to have 4 crotchets. This is very simple in this one because you've got your 4 crotchets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Agreed? However, the next line does another kind of breakup. You end up with 2 minims. Now we know 2 minims. Alright, that equals 2. 2 of what? Equals 2 of these. So 2 minims are the same in value as 2 crotchets by themselves. Yeah? So if you put 2 of these, it's like having 4 of these. Alright? 2 halves are the same as having 4 quarters. You end up with the same thing, don't you? And likewise, if you just had one whole thing, it's the same. You just haven't broken it up. Likewise, if I went down here and I had 8 eighths or 8 quavers, that would be the same as having 4 crotchets. That would be the same as having 2 minims, or the same as having 1 semibrieve. It's fractions. All it is music is saying, this is what we're calling fractions. Semibrieve, when you're dealing with a 4/4, is like 1 whole. Your minim is like halving it. Your crotchets is like making it into quarters, and your quavers are like making it into eighths. In music, however, they mix up all of these things. It will add up to 4, but you won't just have a straight whole, or you won't just have a straight thing like that. You'll have a mixture of different things, depending on how complicated the music is. Okay. In My Maker and My King, you only really have quavers. No, you don't even have any quavers, actually. You have crotchets, you have minims, and you have an extra thing that we're going to deal with now, dotted minims. Okay. Okay. Let's touch on that one here. So this is the general principle. When you have a note, and it's a circle, it's worth 4 by itself. If you put a stem on it, it's now a minim, it's worth 2. If you have that circle, stem, and colour it in, it's worth 1. Let's just stay there. The other thing that music does is it says we can enhance or add to your value. So like if you go to a popular supermarket and you will see some washing up powder and they say so much extra free. You get more for the value. In this case, they're saying we're going to give you 50% extra. We're going to add another half to what you've already got. That's a good deal. So normally you have 4, but when you add this dot next to it, not below it because that means something else. When you add the dot next to it on the right side, that adds an extra 50% to your original value. So with number 50, My Maker and My King to Thee, my all I owe, it's this one here. You've got a minim with a dot. It's not just a straight 2 now. You've added 50% on top. You've added an extra half of what the original value was. So your original value is 2. Half of 2 is 1. So it's 2 plus 1. This note is worth 3. In this case, 4 is the original, plus your dot, and that's your 50%, which is 2. That now is 6. Your crotchet, you've got 1, it means 1, but if you add a dot there, you add an extra half, you end up with 1 and a half. It's a little bit more complicated there to read, but you need to know what it's doing. So in My Maker and My King, you have this, you have your regular, and you've got your regular crotchets. Okay? And then that adds to the swing. You know, at the start you had this extra 1. That's why you have a 3 at the back. So that they've separated, they've cut up the end bar and put it at the front, as it were. Okay. My Maker and My King to Thee, my all I 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see that? So the 4 is here. You're starting on the 4th beat.